Realism. What is realism? Realism can be defined as the artistic pursuit of portraying life as close to reality as possible. But what exactly classifies a film as realism? When realism is mentioned in regards to film, the mind most often redirects to this guy. This is Andrea Arnold, a film theorist and critic. Bazin writes in Qu'est-ce, le cinéma that in order for a film to truly be realism, it should be absent of style and devoid of montage. Gradanis mentions that Bazin's standards for true realism are hard to achieve, as Bazin himself admits. Because actually, there are many types of realism. We will be exploring social realism, closely studying a sequence from Red Road, a 2006 film by Andrea Arnold, and discussing the elements that categorize the film as realism. Red Road follows Jackie, a policewoman who watches the surveillance monitors around Glasgow. One day she takes notice of a man she recognizes from her past and becomes obsessed with him, essentially stalking him through the surveillance cameras. Through her monitors, we see Glasgow in its natural social state. The premise of Red Road fits many of the common themes explored in social realism, which saw a rise in British cinema during the 80s. Wonder why? According to Etherington Wright, social realism usually depicts the working class in northern parts, and touches upon topics such as sex, alcohol, and violence, as well as psychological factors such as focusing on human emotions, as we can see in this particular sequence we will be studying.
He's older now, about 6 years or so. See if you see him doing anything odd, even stuff you wouldn't normally report. Could you let me know?
I won't ask.
I'm sorry, Frank, thanks.
The scene starts off with Jackie at work, watching the city of Glasgow. Her expression conveys boredom, as not much is happening. The acting is minimal and not dramatic, very similar to how one would act in real life. Nothing much happens for the next minute and a half, subjecting the audience to the lack of action, which reflects real regular day jobs. When she soon notices something suspicious, our focus is directed on her reactions, with the usage of close-ups on details such as her eyes, hands, and the monitor she looks at. The camera movement is all handheld in order to immerse the audience into Jackie's life, as if we were really there with her. There are also pans and rack focusing. It is typical of social realism to have stylized camera techniques, as they mean to replicate and invoke feelings in the audience similar to those of the subjects in the film. Though highly stylized, Red Road does have other characteristics of realism that Bazin would appreciate. This scene is filmed at a natural workplace, and the lights are naturalistic for its location, with Jackie being lit only by the many monitors in front of her. The entire scene plays out without music, instead having almost only diegetic sound, as goes for most of the rest of the film. A combination of the handheld technique along with the length of the shots has made it easy for the audience to engage in voyeurism. Although there are plenty of cuts, a lot of the shots are long and lingering, and the scene plays out without any jumps in time. It shows exactly how Jackie experiences these 4.5 minutes of her life. Jackie and the audience spend most of this time engrossed in this mysterious man, forgetting all about the rest of Glasgow.
Is this 24-hour locksmiths? Do you have someone called Clyde Henderson working for you? Did you do a police check on him? Doesn't matter who I am. Shh.
As a result, Jackie misses an attack on a young girl.
Christ. Hello, this is City Eye Control Room. Ambulance needed on the Bermullica Estate, Kirtland Drive. It's urgent, please hurry. It looks like a stabbing, a young girl.
Knife crime is a common occurrence in Glasgow, and Jackie turning a blind eye on it is all part of the all too true reality of this issue.
Okay, I'm here.
This also deepens the reality of not only society, but the nature of the humans that make it. Social realism often depicts the flaws of human beings, in this case, Jackie's selfishness and ignorance. Siegfried Kokorer once said in his book Theory of Film that as a photographic medium, film is uniquely equipped not only to record and reveal physical reality, but depends on and gravitates around it. To conclude, although Red Road employs a stylistic approach and a lot of dramatization, it does reflect reality. That is, from an emotional, social, and to an extent, political aspect. And social realism has proven to be an important movement in the arts. Just look at the artwork during the Great Depression, or films of the Italian neorealism, or the 50s British New Wave, which helped birth films like Red Road half a century later. Realism is an ever-developing genre, and the way it is presented will further grow over time, according to the socio-political changes and how we, as human beings, perceive our reality to be.